If you'd like to expand your audience and grow your reach using LinkedIn, we've got some tools that can help you enhance that process. Stick around for this week's episode of the Digital Advisor Week.
Welcome to the Digital Advisor Weekly broadcast. Looking to boost your business with the latest trends, innovative tech, and must-have resources? Join us to discover how to successfully scale your practice and automate the process. Here to guide you is your host, the dynamic leader of Advisor Marketing Hub and managing partner at American Financial, Rob Souza.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Digital Advisor Weekly. We're going to jump right in at expanding your reach using LinkedIn by using valuable tools to extract data so that you can use a multi-channel approach to being able to reach out, connect, and message on a multi-channel platform so you can use that to increase sales. So thank you for joining us today, whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. I encourage you to say hello. And if you're an advisor, love to see where you're coming from, what city in the United States you're coming from. And if you are a virtual assistant, what city is your advisor or advisors from? And go ahead and list that because you can see that we're spread out throughout the United States. So let's jump in. And I will answer as many questions as possible as I can. Otherwise, I'll answer them in the comment section afterwards. Here we go. Last week, to recap, and if you didn't see it, you can go back and watch the episode, but we taught the 10X rule. What is the 10X rule for growing your reach? Really simple. It's making sure that you comment on 10 influencers who have or share your target audience. And then make sure you join 10 groups that share your target audience. Make sure that you are signed up for at least 10 events that share your target audience. I think you're getting it. And of course, 10 minimum. I do 20, 10 target prospects that you're trying to convert into sales. And you want to make sure that you're commenting on their posts on a regular basis. So that's the 10, 10, 10, and 10 rule. Do that daily. If you need help, we have virtual assistants who can work an hour a day for less than $50 a week, who can automate the entire process for you using the tool we suggested last week, which I will put in the show notes so you can check that out. All right, but the question is, how do we move beyond that? How can we use a multi-channel approach? How can we get that data outside of LinkedIn? So if we want to continue to promote services, then how can we do that multi-channel? Well, we're going to talk about two additional softwares today. And the first one, last week I talked about Evie.ai, which allows a PR assistant to comment on your behalf. This week, we're going to talk about how do I scrape data from LinkedIn so I can reach out to people with a phone number, with an email address. And so let's jump right in, and here we go. Except we're not sharing our screen. Let's try that again. Okay. We love live because it's authentic. There's no smoke and mirrors. Here we go. Chrome tab. We got it. Should be there. Okay, it is. I see it. Some of it's covered up. I apologize. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your My Network tab. I know it's small, but the My Network at the top of your homepage. And then you're going to want to go here to Manage My Network. And you're going to see, here are my connections, following follower and followers, and groups, events, companies, newsletters, hashtags. Okay, so this allows you to check out and go deeper on scraping data. So you can see here, this is the third profile I've built. I have 4,570 connections, and that's different followers. That's a two-way connection. So they're connected to me, I'm connected to them, two-way communication. Where followers are people who are just following you, but you are not following them. That's a follower, and there's a difference. Okay, so now you see this find button, which you normally wouldn't see in your LinkedIn. But if you want to message people, you can go ahead and do that manually. If you want to message them in bulk, because you want to message your connections in bulk, you can use a LinkedIn automation tool, especially when you're talking about your first degree connections. You want to invite them to an event. Well, there's multiple ways to do that, but you can use a software, not that one, this one. This happens to be Alfred Automate or Meet Alfred. There's lots of them out there. Doesn't need to be this one, but here you can see that I can run a LinkedIn campaign. And in that LinkedIn campaign, and then you can see your options here. And I can do a first degree campaign right here, first degree connections. And then I can do a bulk message to all of them at the same time. I can filter it down. So you may not want to invite all of your connections. Some of your connections may be coworkers. One thing I want to point out, remember that the gold LinkedIn logo means the profile is open, or it's premium, and open meaning it doesn't count against you on your connection requests. And then blue just means that it is a traditional non-open account. And so I could use filters here, filter this down, and you can send them an invitation to an event, invitation to a sales meeting, offer a lead magnet, whatever it is that you want to do. You've got that ability when you have automation tools like Meet Alfred. So, and it's not just first degree connections. We can see here, I can do multiple other campaigns here. I can do multi-channel, and this is what I was talking about today. Maybe you also want to send them an email. So in a multi-channel campaign, I could do first degree. And let's say that I select several people and and let's say I create a campaign. Then in the steps process, I can go engage with the profile, and then I can send them a message. In LinkedIn, I could send them a message, and then I could go ahead and craft an email, and it will also invite them via email using your LinkedIn automation software, which does help because it drips it out slowly as if it's a one-to-one message. A super helpful way if you're promoting any sort, if you've gotten to the point where you've nurtured people and you're ready to invite them to join you for something or to download a resource, then this is a great tool to be able to do that. And again, there's other campaigns that you can do. You can do in-mails. You get a certain amount of in-mails per month. Be careful with your limits and how many messages you send because, well, first degree, you're unlimited. But in second degree, which is third degree, which is in-mails, and your connection requests are limited. So make sure you check your limits and don't exceed your limits or you will get banned. And then we talked about joining groups and joining events. And then LinkedIn post campaigns. That means anytime you comment on a post, you can engage with those people. So you've got all these automated tools. So I don't have to do it one at a time. I can do it in bulk. That's the advantage. It's a huge time saver. Again, there are plenty of LinkedIn automation softwares that can do all the same things. So it's, but if you're interested in Alfred Automate, we'll put it in the show notes and you can check that out. Okay, and then the other tool is a lead scraper. There's Apollo, there's Seamless. There's multiple different lead scraping tools that you can use. Those are probably the two most well-known. There's also Zoom Info. But let's go ahead, just for the sake of argument, we're going to use Seamless today. And the advantage of Seamless is that I get this find button. Also, the extension, I could hit find all, and it would extract all of the data from all of my first degree contacts. And then I can put that in my CRM and add them to my weekly invitations as well. So I could do it through LinkedIn software, or I can scrape the data. Scraping the data gives me one more element that the LinkedIn automation tool didn't give me. It gave me the ability to email, but it didn't give me their phone number. And so Seamless would actually extract their contact information. So if I hit the find button, because I have Seamless and downloaded the extension, and usually if you do it within Seamless, it's quicker. On the Chrome extension, it takes a little bit longer, but then I could view the details. Now I have all of her information with probability. So you can see not only do I have phone number, email, address, country, followers, or how many employees they have, what level her company's at. Then I can do Google research, and a bunch of other really rich information. So these are her contacts and company. I can see company structure, and then her LinkedIn profile. All of that can be extracted, put into an Excel spreadsheet. And in that Excel spreadsheet, you could capture all that data, get rid of all the data that you do not want, and then you could take that Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet, and then you could import that again into your CRM. And I encourage you, make sure you also grab their LinkedIn profile. If you're on, this works on Facebook too. It works if I go on a company page, but today we're talking about LinkedIn. It's a super helpful tool. It's embedded into any page on LinkedIn. So if I go back here, I also then can go back to my network and go to groups. So I'm going to choose Southern California business owners, a group that I'm in. And then I could go ahead and again, I could use the tool and members. Okay. No, I got to do it within Meet Alfred, and then I can extract them. But what I said on the 10X rule, make sure you're going through here and participating in the 10 largest posts that the group is participating in. And it's the participation that you're looking for. And this may not be a very active group. I haven't clicked on this one in a really long time, but I don't see a lot of comments or likes. So this may not be an active group, which means you want to exit this group. This is a bunch of one-way posters. So if it's one-way posters, then I would exit the group and I would join a group that has comments and engagement within that group. This means people are pushing data out and nobody is participating. So when joining groups, you want to join groups that have heavy engagement, and that will help you be able to engage or message those people. And then if you have Sales Navigator, obviously Sales Navigator could help you take one of your groups, and in Sales Navigator, it would allow you to use the tool and grab all the data from all the group members, because in your tools, when you're doing a lead search, so let's do leads, and you can see that you've got, well, I don't have the screen fully open, but you'd have your search filters or lead filters. They're all over here. You have so many filters here, and you could do there's a groups tab here that you could select, and I don't want to take too much time. Here it is. And you could put in the name of your group. All of its members will come up, and a find button. Let's see if we can do Southern California business owners. Okay, so then if I did scroll over, which I've lost my scroll button here. Okay, so you can see that they're over here. I'm going to do a full screen here, because what I really want to show you is this find button over here. So here, now I have every single member, and I could hit this find all button here. It extracts it into the Seamless platform, and I could do contacts, and it's going to put these contacts here. And again, as you look into the detail here, you can see all the information that it's providing you. And it is very rich information. Again, you can export that here, download it into a CSV file, clean the data up. Please make sure you clean the data up. And when you're looking at someone's email address, so here is an email address. No, that's a website. Contact information. So contact profile. Here's their contact information. And it gives you the probability of how successful their email address is. And that will be provided in the download for you. So, and you want to make sure it's a .com, not an @gmail.com or @yahoo.com. You want to make sure it's a business address, because technically, if you're going to do cold email, it has to be business to business. So you have to find, if you're looking for individuals, you have to find them through a the company that they work for, and not them as an individual email. Although Seamless will grab any email that they have. Okay, so that's Seamless. We covered a LinkedIn automation tool, and if you follow the 10x rule, scrape data, you now can reach out to them in 3 platforms. LinkedIn messaging. Your first degrees are unlimited. You can reach out to all group members, event members, comments, and you use, if you want to do it manually, you can do it manually, or use a LinkedIn automation tool so that you can send a one-to-all email through a LinkedIn automation tool. And you literally can double or triple your reach. And the final one is phone number. When it comes down to connecting with someone, you actually have their phone number to be able to do that. Super powerful to combine those 3 tools. We also have virtual assistants on the call today that will help you with the process, set up and automate the entire process for you to make it easy. And again, that's seamlessautomate.com. And we'll put, again, all of it in the show notes. But let me check questions really quickly, see if I can answer any questions, and then we're going to wrap up today's live. You also can use Boolean technique. So Leah, very good advice. And so what do you mean by that? You can Google it, and maybe I should do a whole show on this, but you can do like, okay, so maybe I'm looking for business owners, and I could put that in quotes, but I don't want, let's say, but not sole proprietors. Then, okay. And then I could, and I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. So that's a Boolean technique on how you can filter down. But remember also that you can filter down. There we go. You can also filter down when you do LinkedIn searches. They do have filters when you're doing searches. So when you're not using a Boolean technique, if I just did business owners, I have a sticky key on my keyboard. Okay, if I just do business owners, know that you also have all of these filters here. So you do have filters, or you can, if the filter's not there for you, you can use the Boolean technique to refine your search. So that's a good question from Leah. Okay. Yeah, Jay using Meet Alfred. And yes, it's interesting on quality of data. What's nice about Seamless is that it does give you the percentage of confidence that the data is accurate. Sometimes you'll see an email address listed and it'll say, so where do we see accuracy of data? Yeah. Sometimes you'll see data that, like an email address that says, we're only 50% confident that this is correct. And so you may not want to use that. I try and make sure that it's saying it's 90% confident that the information is correct. Yes, Judy, Seamless opens up huge doors because you can use it on any website, any social platform. Looking for questions here. We have people from watching all over the world. Philippines. I'm looking for the city your advisors are from. We're looking for U.S. cities here. Okay, so Arizona. Okay, that's and then North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Tampa Bay, San Diego. Okay, we got cities in here, but yeah, we're looking for U.S. cities because this is the services that are being offered and promoted for the U.S. financial advisor industry here in the. And I think I've covered all of the questions. Is there any common mistakes to avoid when using Boolean search? Yes, it's very technical, like brackets and quotes and commas all have to be structured correctly. If you're doing, I want this and this, the word and needs to be all capitalized. The word not needs to be all capitalized. So again, we have a free guide that you can use to learn Boolean, and we put all the formulas inside of a guide. So we'll try and put that in the show notes as well, or in a comment if it's on LinkedIn, and we'll do that as well. Okay. Advanced search capabilities. Yes, saves. Yeah, inside of advanced search capabilities. So you could do this inside. That's right, Jay. You can do this inside of Seamless, where you don't necessarily need to be inside of LinkedIn. But the reason that I like being inside LinkedIn, because we're trying to augment the work that we're doing inside of LinkedIn. So when we talk about optimizing my network, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure we have the contact information, email and phone number for all the groups, the events I'm attending, companies I'm following, and then all my followers and people I'm following. I want to be able to message them invites, and then of course all my connections as well. So it's good to have this in your database. One last thing that you could do, and let's see here. And that is, once you've extracted all of this data, you want to also make sure in your network that you connect your email with your contacts that aren't in your network yet. So, and connections. Okay, so here, what you want to do is you want to connect your email address and you want to sync it. So if you, let's say you put a list of, pull Jay's comment down here. Thank you, Jay. Is that you want to import your contacts into LinkedIn, and LinkedIn will send them notifications. And you've done this. If you hit my network, and let's say I'm going to connections, actually be under notifications, but it will show these people here. It's suggesting people you may know. If you import a contact list from Seamless or anywhere else from your CRM, it will automatically suggest those people to connect with you. And I know someone would connect with her. Okay, so it's in both directions. Pull your connections out, but put your connections from your CRM. And the only way to import them is put them into a free Gmail account, then connect that free Gmail account, sync it to your database. You can do connect multiple email accounts so that you can get all of your people that you are connected with outside of, or if you have a list of, and put them into LinkedIn, and it'll begin suggesting those people to connect with you. And that's super helpful. Okay. This is just catching up. You can see this is a great way on catch up is on your followers. We talked about this last week. 38 likes and 12 comments. If that is an audience that is part of your target audience, this is where you would scroll through and find those, make sure that you're connecting and engaging. All right, so that should answer most of the questions. I went about 4 minutes over than I wanted to today, but thank you for joining us today every week at 8 a.m., soon to be 8:30 a.m. Pacific. We are doing the Digital Advisor Weekly to give you free tools and resources so that you can grow your reach on phone, email, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So have a great week, guys. See you next week.